Hello everybody, welcome back. I am putting some finishing touches on my lace book. This is part 3, and those are supposed to pick up. There we go. This is part 3, and I'm using some Hot Fix crystals, and I decided to turn the camera on so you could watch me. I think most everybody knows what Hot Fix crystals are, but just in case you don't, they are crystals, flat back crystals that have glue on the back that is activated when it's heated. So this is a Hot Fix applicator, and it picks them up. Sometimes it don't always pick them up. But see, like this one right here, it's not exactly where I want it to be. If I take it, I can just take the thing and move it. And I don't know exactly how long you're supposed to hold it. I hold it about 4 or 5 seconds. And you got to make sure that the fabric that you're attaching these crystals to is cotton, or, you know, like if it was poly or lace or something really sheer, this booger gets hot and it'll melt. It'll definitely melt your fabric. And you may not have to leave it there that long, but this is cotton eyelet lace that I'm using here, so I'm not worried about it. I haven't burnt anything yet. And let me tell you something. When you attach these crystals, they are hot. Yesterday I was doing some and I kind of laid my arm over it and it burnt me. So that, like, you know, they cool pretty quickly, but right now those things are hot. So this is my crystals that I bought, and they are all messed up now because guess what I did? Yes, you got it. I knocked the whole thing on the floor, and this whole top part came off, and so it was laying on the floor upside down, so at least half of them spilt. So I've been picking up and picking up and picking up crystals, and yeah, that's me. It don't surprise me at all. Okay, so let's see what else we want to do. We'll put our finishing touches here. Okay, so I'm just adding a few more crystals throughout the book because we love our bling, that's for sure. And I figure if a little will do a little good, then a lot will do a lot of good. I don't think you can have too much bling. So I'm just doing these on the back page here. And then I think I'm going to add some very unusual beads. I'm going to look through my stash and see what I've got and add some different beads. And by the way, if you do get you one of these Hot Fix applicators, the one I bought comes with this little pencil. It's a little wax pencil. It helps you pick them up. And it came with the applicator, and it came with a little brush to help you pick up the mess when you spill it. I won't say if. If you're like me, you're gonna. It comes with these little pickup tweezers. And this little tray came with it, but I like my metal tray better. It's thinner. So anyway, let me go through my bead stash. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I got this on Amazon. It was a 2-pack, but you can get them anywhere. You can probably find them at Hobby Lobby. You might could even find them at Walmart. Okay, look at all the goodies I found. I did want to add some sequins, and I had forgotten about that, so I pulled this out, and I found these little gold rice beads, and I thought, oh, those are perfect. I've got an idea here. I'm going to spell out the word vintage, and I'm going to string it, and I'm going to hang it up from these two. These are welded jump rings, so they don't have an opening, so the thread couldn't get out. And then I just, look at this cute little vintage tin. Isn't that the cutest? I got all kinds of unusual beads, some pearls, if I could make them work. Sometimes you can't get through that hole at all, but just a bunch of different things I'm going to try, maybe even some rondelles. So anyway, I'm fixing to use all of these and see what I can do with them. So I'm starting with my word vintage. I'm going to see if I can make this work. So I'm threading the letters on a very, very thin beading needle so that I could use the pearls on it. But I'm threading the letters on starting with the end of the word and go into the beginning of the word. I thought I had some gold letters too, and I couldn't find them, so black will do. Let's move you over. So I'm wanting to put it right here. Let's see. See, I'll let it hang from that jump ring is what I was kind of thinking. All right, so let's go into the last jump ring and decide exactly. So I want it to hang. I want to, have just a little dangle to it. So I'm thinking we might, come here you, let it have just a little dangle to give it just a tad of slack. All right, so let's pull this up, and then I'm going to stitch this jump ring down right, ouch, right there on that end. I have a tendency to do a lot of work on my journals. I know some of you may be thinking, wow, that is way too much work, but I guess I love it, and I'm a very detail-oriented person. So when I see a chance to do little things like this, and there's no rules, you can do anything you want to do, I just have so much fun. I have more ideas than I have time. There's no shortage of ideas, because once you get started, you just keep thinking of, oh, what if I do this? Or, oh, let me add this. And I mean, I literally write my ideas down on a little notepad so I don't forget them. And I'll lay in the bed at night and I'll think, oh, I need to do this, or I need to add such and such. And so I know, I told y'all I needed an intervention. But you know what? I'm creating beautiful things, ouch, and I am having fun with it, and that's really all that matters. And if you enjoy watching and you get inspired to make something pretty because of my video, then that makes me very happy. All right, so here we are. I'm going to cut that little, and I'm going to hang on to this because that's for my freshwater pearls. All right, so now get it to hang the right way. There we go. We got the word vintage hanging there. Ah, that is so cute. I like it. All right, so now I've got to find a couple of places to put some pearls. I think I'll use this very same page and put something on the bottom corner. Now I've put a knot in the end of this thread, but I'm going up some of the lace pieces on the edge so that I can kind of pull that knot up inside there to disguise it. See this pearl? This is a genuine freshwater pearl. It's a very odd shape. I don't know why it's such an odd shape, but it's pretty darn cool. The thing is, the holes are so extremely tiny. So I'm thinking, let's see, and it only has one hole in it, so it's actually going to dangle that way. Okay. Maybe that's not the way I want to go with it. So I just unthreaded it. I just took it back off. Since it's going to dangle, the hole's at the top, and it's going to dangle down this way. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go under this lace, and I'm going to travel up a little bit. Now I'm going to stitch it on. I don't know if I can get through it twice. If I can, I will, but like I said, the hole is so extremely tiny. It's the reason I will rarely use these pearls. I've got a bunch of different sizes and shapes because the holes are so tiny, you can't hardly get into it. You got to have the tiniest beading needle, and this beading needle is so tiny. I don't know if I think it's a 12 maybe. It's so tiny that you have to look close to find which end has the eye in it. I mean, it's hard to see. I'm not kidding you. All right, now, why did you loop like that? All right, so I went under that loop, and I don't want to do that. I want to go straight down. There we go. Now, I'm going to see if I can go through one more time. I've got my thread doubled, so if it won't let me, it'll be okay. I don't think it's going to come loose, but I'm going to just try. Ah, it did let me. Yay. Okay, now, before I sew on another bead, I'm going to do a little back stitch, tack stitch, whatever you want to call it, even though I'm not going to cut my thread yet, but just to kind of make sure that little guy is secure and tight. All right, come here. I don't like this thread I'm using. It's Coats and Clark's, which is usually a pretty good thread, but this particular one, I don't know, it knots, but not as bad as some of the other ones I've got. I've got some Sewology regular sewing thread, and it knots so bad I just tempted to throw it in the garbage. All right, now on either side of this cute little guy, I think I'm going to come up about right here beside him, and I'm going to add one of those gold rice bead, gold rice bead. And usually when I'm sewing on beads, I sew it down and then I come back around and I go through it a second time, and that just really secures it and helps it to stay where you want it to stay, instead of it getting a mind of its own and going places, moving around in ways you don't want it to. See, now it's very secure. All right, so I'm going to put another one on the other side. Little rice bead, it's so cute. All right, so I just kind of came back up where I started, and I'm going to go back through the bead again and back up again. Like so. Look at there. Look at, now see, I just gave this corner just a little frame. Isn't that precious? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and add just one little bead on the outside edge to kind of make that little frame. Let's see, what shall it be? Got another idea for those. I know what. I'll use some of these. Need just a little something. It doesn't have to be much. Kind of like those. 1, 2. Okay. All right. Where's my needle? There it is. See, I told you it's so tiny. I can barely see it. All right. So I'm just going to add a little bead right here. And these beads that want to lay sideways, if you'll go back through them like I did with the rice beads, they will stand up a lot better where, you know, the way you want them to. But you don't really want them to be on their side where the hole is. All right, now scoot y'all over. Now I'm going to travel through the layers over to the other side. Now, I could have started on that side and just traveled to the other side, but I didn't know what I was going to do at the time. I create as I go, so I didn't really have an idea what I was doing. But what I'm trying not to do is let the thread show on the back side, and I see I did go through, so I'll put something there too, which is fine. It needs something. It's okay. All right, and then this other little gold bead is going to go, let's see where that one's sitting pretty close to the rice bead. So we'll make this one sit pretty close so it'll kind of matchy. Go back through it a second time and go through it. And now I'm coming out on the back. So those are pretty much complete. But this back side, you see where one of my threads came through. So now I'm going to create some kind of a little beaded corner for that one. So anyway, I'm just going to keep beading, adding these little embellishments and stuff like that. And then on part 4, I'm going to do a complete flip through of this fabric journal. So stay tuned. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.